Hey folks, hope you're well. I've had a glorious 48 hours now where my glasses have not steamed up once. So I think that is behind me now. I think that's done and dusted. If you start seeing me recording without my glasses on, then it turns out it was just, I was in the eye of the storm or something. It was the perfect weather for not steaming. But right now I'm in a steam-free position and that is glorious. I'm loving it. So it's the end of the decade and it's a bit scary, really, thinking about it. And people keep saying things or pointing things out to me, and I'm like, "Argh!" My sister messaged me saying, 10 years from now, you'll be 44 and you'll have a 20-year-old kid. And I was just like, oh, don't tell me that. Claire will be slightly older than me. She'll be nearer 50 than 40. And we'll be in a position where Oliver's 17 and Ben is 12. So it all seems a bit mad. Like Ollie and school will be done, other they'll be at sixth form, we presume. But Ollie will be pretty much finishing up school. You know, he'll be going into his last year. Emily will be probably somewhere like uni or starting a job, and Ben will be in the middle of his GCSE or planning his GCSEs, and that all just seems like the kind of thing. I mean, Emily's not even started planning her GCSEs yet. They're all going to be older than Emily is now, which is insane. My niece is going to be older as well, and I can't imagine her being 13, but she's going to be a 13-year-old in 10 years. And it's scary. I kind of did the same stitch up to my mum by pointing out that this is the 5th decade I've been in, because I've been in the 80s, 90s, noughties, teens, and tomorrow it'll be the 20s. I said to her that's going to be her 8th decade and my father-in-law's 9th decade, and my mum wasn't happy that I'd made her feel so old. I won't say it to my father-in-law, but being alive in 9 separate decades seems like a lot of different decades. We're all a bit old feeling now. I mentioned it at work and we were chatting about it all, and someone was saying that they realised their daughter's 35 and they couldn't figure out where the time had gone. It's weird thinking that 10 years ago, it's weird actually, so much, this has been the most productive 10 years of my life, but weirdly, my most productive year was 2009, which I think I mentioned before on the vlog. Well, I must have done, because it's the year that we had Emily on the 1st of Jan, we got married in April, I went to uni in September, we moved up to Deeping where we live, and so we'd got everything sorted in that kind of 6-7 month period. And then I just did 3 years of uni where I was just coasting, raising my daughter. Claire was sort of, I can't remember what she was doing then. She had a job, she was getting on with it. So she was busy, I was busy, we were all getting on with it. I started getting into podcasting, started getting into being online. I think things just took off. You're able to game online and stuff like that. So things become more accessible. We were able to start recording and chucking stuff online. And it seems mad that that was 10 years ago. I just about had things like Spotify. I guess YouTube was just about then and stuff like that, and it just seems mental. That was 10 years ago. Before that, most of these things didn't exist. I didn't do podcasting. There wasn't any time that I recorded stuff and put it on the internet. I think the closest I got was keeping a live journal, and I just started to grow out of that a little bit. So when I got into the 10s, I basically got my first class honours degree, which I'm very, very chuffed with still today. I felt like the world was my oyster at that point, but my plan was to become a teacher. I smashed through the teacher training and got one of the highest grades. So I got the highest grade on my course and thought, right, this is it now. I'm really good at this. This is cracking. I'm going to be a teacher in a great school. And then I did a year and it was just hell. We had Oliver during my first year, and it was like brilliant. We had the set of kids, they were lovely. Oliver was a really easy baby, bless him. He slept well. Claire did the night stuff, but it wasn't too bad. But I remember doing my teaching and just being stretched. I was getting like 5 hours sleep a night and stressing out and all of this. And I knew I'd kind of had enough when I was basically trying to plan my lessons. And I've said this before, and I was having a go. Well, I was basically telling Emily to just leave me to work, go sit and watch telly, I'll talk to you in a bit. And little Oliver, little baby Oliver, was just standing, he's peeping over a little fence at me, and I'm thinking, I'm saying this to Emily and she's like 3, 4, but Ollie doesn't even know me and I'm telling him to get lost pretty much. Like, not in those words, but I just felt miserable at that fact. So eventually realising that I just wasn't meeting the standard they wanted and it wasn't going right, and to meet the standard they wanted meant I'd have to sleep less and see my children less, and it still wouldn't feel enough. I just thought, you know what, screw this. So I handed in my notice and left. And it feels like the universe thrust upon me my new job, which I love and I'm happy and everything, it's all good, but I feel like it was like a decision I didn't make. It just kind of happened, and that then sent me on a 5-year journey in a job that I wasn't expecting to be in, where I learned about things I don't really have an interest in security, but I've learned about it and I sell it now. It's, you know, it's something that I do. I've found a little bit that I kind of am all right at, and I do that, and it's all a bit odd. It's like, I feel like I shouldn't, it's not my plan, so it's wrong somehow, but it's not wrong because I'm good at it and I enjoy it. So being in that job with the 2 kids and Claire, and we knew we wanted to have a 3rd kid, but we wanted to make sure we were all settled and everything was in place for that. So I learned to drive because Claire was saying she didn't want someone else rushing her to the hospital again like with the other 2. I had to get a house with enough rooms for all 3 of the kids, so we got a 4-bed house, and the job's been perfect for that. I've managed to pay the bills, sort all the stuff out, and get in a position where we've got the 3 kids now. I'm married, I've got a car, got the house, got the garage and the garden and all that sort of stuff, and it's all good, it's all right. And it feels weird thinking I could just stop, I could just go, right, okay, that's my lot, got my job, punch in, you know, 8:30 every day, punch out at 4:45, jobs are good, and just see the kids through school, leave it at that. But for some reason, I'm a moron, and I've got this niggling thing in my head that thinks, no, Sheepdog, you've got to do more, you've got to do something, you've got to be churning, you've got to be making a nut, I think it's called in America sometimes, and stuff like that. Just doing something to try and elevate myself, and I can't stop. It's like an addiction. It's silly because I don't really do. I'm not good at it. Like all these things, I haven't succeeded in any of them. But I'm trying. I need to figure it out. I was chatting to Claire's uncle the other day. They're talking about ideas. His daughter and her partner are both desperately looking for an idea, and when I hear people say stuff like that, it makes me feel even more urgent and in need of doing that. But I haven't got the idea or anything. And I feel like I've got the space. Looking at 2020, I feel like the space is there now. You know, I've got, it's weird thinking, like, I probably only made a small amount of new friends this decade because I met Kev at uni in 2009, so I guess we were early friends in the 2010, but meeting Anna probably 2012, I want to say, and Pab, who we did a podcast with, and Bouncy, and people like that, and listeners to the podcast, who some of which I've met up with more than others, obviously outside of the podcast and just at events and stuff, so they're friends. But you know, it's weird thinking that I'm at a point now where people don't really make friends when they're older that much. They don't really I'm not going to be learning, I'm not going to be going to uni again, that's done. I'd have to pay for it, I can't afford that. I don't know, all I can really do is like move house, have another kid, which we're not doing, and we're not moving house, or just generally get better at my job until I change careers or whatever. And it's like, it's weird, I'm stuck in that weird kind of bubble, which is always my case. So I'm kind of looking at it and I'm thinking, what do I want to do? I made a little list. 10 years from now, the obvious one is, other than perhaps, well, mortgage won't be paid off. I'd love for my mortgage to be paid off, but I'd love to be all the other stuff paid off, get rid of all credit cards and stuff like that, because I feel like my 20s and 30s were all about just getting stuff done and just needs must, and that's it, and I'll figure it out later. Later has come, I need to figure it out and get rid of all those bits and bobs and just clear the decks so that I can feel a bit more free. Once that's done, we've got stuff we want to change about the house. I don't think we ever want to move from here because it's the right size. It seems pointless to move to another 4-bed, or we're not going to downsize. And it's unlikely that I'm going to get the position where I want to buy a 5-bed because somehow we've managed to get the money together for that. So I feel like I want to convert the garage and actually have a recording space that isn't my kitchen with the wall behind me. I'd like to have somewhere I can game without having to worry that a kid's going to walk in and, you know, annoying Claire or something. But that's literally been my target for like 3 years now. I just don't know how I'm going to get to that point without doing step A of that. I'd like to be, within 10 years, I'd like to have got so experienced at my job that I kind of have the skills and the ability and I have an idea that means I can go and do my own thing, which again probably relies on me clearing a few bills and stuff. But I'd like to be self-employed. I don't think that's reasonable in 10 years, but it could be. I don't know, it depends how it goes. It's a more far-fetched aim. And then my ultimate goal is to just be satisfied. I'd love to cure this itch of whatever it is at the moment that gets me recording vlogs and constantly reflecting on everything and pushing myself and thinking, why aren't you doing more and all of this? And just, I don't know. The day I have that answer, I'd love to, what I want, I think the biggest step is I want that video where I just go, I've had it. I thought the idea I wanted was to write stuff for games, but I can't find anything that would do it. I think that'd be great. I still think writing's probably the thing, but like this time last year, my New Year's resolution was I was going to finish my book, and I didn't. I got like 3/4 of the way through it, and then I hit a block that I couldn't figure out a way past, and I keep needing to go back to the drawing board, and I do it a little bit, and then I'm like, the time will come. I feel like I'm not going to force it. I'm just, because if I force it, I'll just put any odd rubbish down. I feel like I'll have a boost and I'll finish it. But beyond that, I'm kind of just there going, what should I write? Like at work, I do all the kind of the blogs and the website and the documentation and the pitches, and I enjoy that. That's good, but it's not as fun as writing a proper fictional thing. You know, writing real world things is just a bit dry. I can do it because I know the words to use, and I know how to kind of be catchy, and I know what phrases that kind of, you know, I know how to write the right emotion for what we're trying to do, and to try and build a bit of inspiration, or build that we know what we're doing is right. But I don't know, I'm kind of just like, that seems to be the answer, but is it the answer? If it's the answer, why aren't I doing it? If I want to do it, how should I do it? I don't know. And I've tried reading about it, and I don't know who to talk to. Anyway, I've talked about this enough times. I don't want to get into the habit of constantly doing videos about how I don't know what I want to do. But it's because we've had a fair few. I've had, you know, birthdays I always reflect. You know, end of year I'm going to reflect. It's just what I do. I feel like it's only been 5 minutes. It's probably been like 6-8 months since I've done a video like this. But it's mad. 2020, I've not really got any kind of plans for goals. I'm not going to do any kind of lame weight lossy things. I've just decided to settle on the fact that my weight's been extremely stable for the first time in my life the past couple of years. Since I've been having the injections and everything, that's stayed stable. Before I used to yo-yo like mad, and it was really unhealthy, and I think that's what kind of broke me a bit. I feel like this decade has been all about getting my health better. I spent 3 years of it on antidepressants, maybe just under 3 years. I spent some of it just feeling terrible. I spent the first year and a half of uni not knowing my thyroid was broken, so I was a mess then. So generally speaking, yeah, I've kind of got to the end of this decade and my health is pretty good. Last time I had a kind of full checkup, they said, yeah, heart's fine, liver's fine, that's fine, you know, everything. They just checked it all and I said, you're in good shape. And I thought, excellent, I'll stick to that then. I won't mess with anything. Claire bought me some bits and pieces, like I mentioned, the moisturiser. It's been really nice not having dry arms for the first time in a while, just little things like that. I feel quite good. I do feel generally good, and I'm hoping, my number one aim was to feel satisfied within 10 years. I'm hoping I can maintain this feeling of, yeah, it's all right. I just want to have a hobby that I enjoy. I don't know what that is. But yeah, I'm excited to see where the kids go with all their stuff. You know, Emily turns 11 tomorrow. That seems like a mad milestone. I just spent like half an hour before recording sorting out her gift. We're taking her to an event, which I'll talk about more tomorrow. I still don't want a chance to put it out, but I've printed out the ticket for it, which is for her and a friend to go to. I'm as excited about telling her about it as I am to see her tell her friend about it. We'll say to her, invite someone. If it's the friend we expect her to invite, I want to take her over there and watch her, ask her, because I think that'd be quite sweet. She'll enjoy the gift of giving, and I think she'll be stoked. So that's going to be cool. And we've got loads of other little Harry Potter bits for her, which are going to be awesome as well, because she just is obsessed. But yeah, beyond that, I don't really have much more to say. I think you probably heard it all from me at this point. It scares the bejeebers out of me thinking I'll be 44 in 10 years. It shocks me a bit that I'm going to be 35 in 8 months. It's not fair. I have bought I bought for like 4 Euro Millions tickets tonight, so I'm hoping I'll win with that. And then tomorrow's vlog will be, oh my god, I won the Euro Millions. Happy birthday, Emily. But we're moving to Hawaii. I see you all in the next life, because that would be a fantastic vlog to kick off the new year in. I think I definitely have some ideas of what to vlog then. I think my vlogs would be, look at me on my jumbo jet, look at me on my boat, look at me just buying a shop. It'd be insane, but yeah, I can't really do those things at the moment, unfortunately. I probably could, but it'd be, look at me, I'm stealing a plane. Look at me, I'm stealing a boat. Look at me, I'm robbing a shop. Which would be entertaining, but it'd be a very short-lived series, and I don't think I'd ever get to see the fruits of the labour with all that. Anyway, I am going to wrap up because I need to go pick up the kids. We got let out of work early today, which is a great service. I love this time of year for that kind of thing. You're working away and then your boss just goes, why don't you go home? You're like, yes. So I did that, but then it meant that Claire was like, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do this? Can you do that? And I was just like, ugh. I felt my anxiety level just go the second she gave me a list of jobs to do, because my aim was to just drive home and do a vlog and maybe design a ticket, which I did before this. But I've done all the list, I've done the vlog. I feel really flustered still from it. I can't believe I said to her, I wasn't annoyed with her, but I felt like my brain just went, no, which is just classic me at the moment. But anyway, I will wrap up there. I'm not going to go for a million times of me saying I'm going to go. I'm hoping Molly's not been too noisy in the background, because she's been putting me off a little bit. But yeah, this week has been this whole month has been a bit of a fluff. I'm hoping that after the birthday tomorrow, which I'll do a vlog if I can. I'm not going to promise it because I don't know how the day's going to go. But from the 2nd onwards, I want to get back into daily from Monday to Friday. I want to get back in the habit. I keep planning on sitting with Claire and doing a proper vlog plan, suggesting videos we can talk about, things I can chat about, things I can just list or whatever. We are going away in April, but other than that, we're not got any going away plans for me to film. But yeah, I will invest myself in this year. I want it to go well. This is a part of my overall kind of, I want to get into it, I want to properly do it, but usual stuff, I'm just bumbling along. Thank you for watching, I really appreciate it. Always love your comments, thank you very much. Just let me know how you're getting on, let me know how you're spending New Year. As I mentioned yesterday, we were probably watching I think we're actually going to watch a family film together, then we're going to switch over to the music on BBC One, then we're going to watch the fireworks, and then we're going to send the kids to bed. I promised Ollie, if he stayed in bed all night last night, he could spend the rest of the year awake from this morning, which he found fascinating. All it really means is getting to bed at 5 past midnight, but he was happy with the way I worded it. So yeah, Happy New Year, everyone. Let me know your plans for the decade. Let me know how your decade has gone and how you plan to make the next decade better, because you might inspire me, but also I'm interested in knowing, and if you need any help or suggestions, then I'm happy to do so. I just hope it's a better decade. This decade's been good. I just hope the next one's better. This decade's been fantastic. It's been really up and down, but it's been fantastic. Thanks for watching. I'll see you either tomorrow or the day after. Cheers.